The UFC rankings are out, and I am back.
Finally, he's finally back. This is the rankings report. We're going to talk about the UFC rankings and how it impacts your life. Matt, go. First, hey, let's talk about Jimi Manuwa, Corey Anderson. Those are people. They fought in London. Why is that impactful to my life?
Main event, number 4 ranked Jimi Manuwa knocks out Corey Anderson in the first round, hit him with a left hook.
Changed the value of the dollar. It was so hard.
It was so hard. Great finish. Jimi Manuwa came out afterwards and said, all it takes is one shot, one kill. He delivered it. What'd you think of the performance?
It was a good performance. I mean, it was a great job, obviously. You know, let's talk about power. Jimi Manuwa's got a lot of it. He doesn't have the power, the size, or the arm length that, who's the guy that's going to fight for the title?
Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson. He doesn't have any of AJ's physical attributes. I mean, dare I call him a poor man's Anthony Johnson?
I don't know if he'd like that too much.
I don't. You know, I dare not call him that to his face.
He is.
Let's talk about where he's ranked. Where's he ranked?
He is ranked number 4, and I think that he probably should have moved up a spot. Glover
Well,
Teixeira.
he's definitely top 5.
Yeah, Glover Teixeira is coming off of.
Glover Teixeira won his fight. Didn't look great, but he did win. And
who did he lose to before that? Anthony Johnson.
Yeah, Anthony Rumble Johnson.
In 13
right
seconds.
There. Yeah, that was.
Jimmy lasted longer than that against
Jimmy
Rumble.
did make it, and Jimmy did actually land a couple punches on Anthony Johnson. Even though when he threw him, he looked like, what if I hit this guy and he hits me back? Could be bad.
So we're going to say Jimi Manuwa probably about number 3, but he is a top 5 fighter. What's next? After the fight, he called out the winner of DC and Rumble, but it looks like John Jones is probably going to get the winner of that. What would you like to see for Jimmy next? You got Gustafsson taking on Glover later this year, and then obviously Rumble DC loser maybe for Manuwa?
Yeah, I could deal with that. Or, I mean, if any of those other fights should fall out, you know, I would. We've already seen Gustafsson fight with Manuwa. We know they train together a little bit. I wouldn't mind fight Teixeira, Jimi Manuwa fight. Glover Teixeira would fight Jimi Manuwa in the octagon
Just
at a UFC event.
Mathematics. Moving right along, in the co-main event, Gunnar Nelson made his long-awaited return against Alan Jouban, and he looked fantastic. He took him out, submission after he rocked him on the feet. He doesn't move in the rankings, though. I mean, you look above him a little bit. There's some good names above him, but maybe you move one spot over maybe a Donald Cerrone. He wants to fight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. As a matter of fact, his camp claims that
Gunny wants that fight.
His camp tweeted that let's see who the better karate fighter is between Gunnar Nelson, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. How do you think that matchup will play out?
Man, that is a really interesting fight. That's a tough fight for both guys. Man, I really don't know. You know, and I thought they were boys. I've seen pictures of them talking about karate in the locker room. Guess there's no friendship in the octagon.
There's a lot of friendship on this show, even though I put up with you every week chewing that gum in my face. So just goes to show how much I like it.
The gum is the best smelling thing around here because I don't smell good today. Apologies to you guys. I smell bad.
They can't smell you. Okay.
Well, if you have smell vision, I apologize.
It was a big night for the British in London this past weekend. Marc, we're going to start with him at lightweight. Superstar-making performance. 30 seconds, knockout, overhand right, looked spectacular. Didn't get any votes in the rankings, but it's the guy that announced his presence on the scene. After the fight, it's been an interesting couple of days. He's gotten call-outs from Paul Felder, Islam Makhachev. Everybody in the lightweight division all of a sudden wants a piece of Marc.
Actually, he looked really good. I like the kid. I think he's got a world of potential. He is the real deal. Speaking of the real deal, my man Arnold Allen, I love to watch this guy fight. He reminds me of me if I was much better looking and had better wrestling. Arnie Allen, you know, he's an explosive southpaw who can take a punch. He can grind with the best of them. Americani, excellent wrestler. I thought the amazing thing was that Allen out-scrambled him, and Americani's not old. He's only 28. You know, that submission awareness and youth and enthusiasm. Great performance. What's his new nickname?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
It's something stupid, but I like this old nickname better, numero uno. Triple A. I see, what's his name? The Brit tried to call him Triple A. I don't know if that works for me.
What's the third A stand for?
Awesome. I don't know.
Okay. As always, go to UFC.com for the complete rankings. And guess what? We're headed to Buffalo, UFC 210, my hometown. I've heard it all before. I know you got jokes. Tweet at me. Let me hear it. We'll talk about it next
I want to
week.
apologize for this episode of the Rankings Report. We were off our game. Our timing is gone. He's been gone too long. And I just want to apologize to you, the Serious Fight fan.
See you next week.